put in a good effort right up to the end, but just didn't pull it off this time. So.
Argentina, that team, do you think?
Argentina, no, it's just their night. I don't think. I think we played quite well during this tournament. It just wasn't our night.
Well, it's a big disappointment, but you know, we came to the semi-finals. It's a big stage. Last World Cup, we also got to the final, so we move on. You know, pick ourselves up, maybe try for the third place, and that's it.
Argentina was a better team and they won. I can't fault any of that. 3-0 speaks for itself. So, you know, good for them. It's a sport. Again, we did the best we could, but we weren't good enough.
And what about Zlatko Dalic? Is he the right man?
Zlatko Dalic is a phenomenal coach. I think there's not too many of those guys. He's a gentleman. He's a professional. And I can't say enough good things about the man. He is one of a kind, I would say.
It's not an easy tournament. It's a very difficult tournament, as you can see, especially this year. All the teams are getting so much better. There's not much separation between the top and the bottom. So to make it to the semifinals, very happy, very proud.
All right, that's it. Taking you down. Should I say memory lane? What happened yesterday, early hours of today at the FIFA World Cup. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining us on the abridged version of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Of course, you saw ecstatic Argentina fans in the city of Buenos Aires celebrating Argentina's qualification to the final of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of a 3-0 victory over Croatia. And you also listen to the fans of the Croats happy with their team in spite of the loss to a Lionel Messi-inspired Argentina. A lot of questions hanging in the air. Will Lionel Messi be able to cement his status as one of the greatest footballers to ever play the game? A lot of people feel that will depend on whether or not he wins the World Cup. So it's going to be interesting. And of course, the hurdle that lies in wait for Argentina will be whoever wins the game that is currently going on as we speak. Second semi-final, the Atlas Lions of Morocco and Le Bleu currently slugging it out. And before we came into the studio, Theo Hernandez's goal, as you can see on your screen, Theo Hernandez's goal giving Le Bleu the lead. Morocco seemed to be asking all the questions, but the French team have been solid. They've held their own, and we'll see what happens. All right. It's a fluid situation. We'll keep monitoring, and we'll let you know whatever happens in that game as long as we're live on air. If anything happens, we'll let you know. So we'll see what happens in that one. So it's still live, and of course, with over 25 minutes played in the second half of that second semi-final, and the winner will face France. Interesting thing about the France, if France gets to win, we've talked about they will join an elite company of countries, teams that have been able to successfully defend the World Cup. And one of the teams in that category is the Seleção of Brazil. Of course, remember that they won the World Cup in 1958 and successfully defended that title in 1962. They won when, of course, Chile hosted in 1962, Brazil Sweden hosted in 1958. All right, let me quickly go to my colleague, Austin Okon-Akpan. Austin Okon-Akpan is in Doha, filling us in with what is happening. These are eyes and ears right there, even as the game is currently going on. Greetings to you, Austin. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but thanks for finding out time to be able to come out of the venue and talk about the game that is currently going on.
Spotty greetings to you, Yemi, and of course everyone joining us from different parts of the world. Big things happening right here at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Currently going on, the game between Morocco and the defending champions, France. Tough for Morocco because they've been trying to find a way to get back into the game, but they just can't get the ball into the back of the net. So it's still France 1, Morocco 0, courtesy of that early goal scored by Theo Hernandez. That's the second goal, second international goal for France. And if France goes on to win this one, they will be meeting Argentina in the final. Record-breaking attendance we're getting right here at the Al Bayt Stadium in Doha, 68,294 spectators. Massive for football happening in Qatar. But Moroccan fans are still optimistic that the Atlas Lions will get back into this one and then get a second dose of miracle. You hear me?
All right, let's talk about the atmosphere. From the commentary and from what we heard, commentators were saying over 15,000 Moroccan fans made it to the stadium. And look, aside from the Moroccan fans, a lot of the people around that area in the world see Morocco like theirs, the Arab contingent, for instance. So in that stadium, you probably have, in terms of percentages, 85% supporting Morocco. But that starts, you're there, you're feeling it. Are the stats correct?
Absolutely. I mean, right from Istanbul, where I had my connecting flight, to Doha, you need to see the love they had for Morocco. Morocco had a big contingent right there in Istanbul that traveled with me into, sadly, the French team just got a second goal. So it seems like it's going to be very tough for Morocco to get back into this one now. Tough, but that's what it is, football. At the moment, it's France 2, Morocco 0. I was saying that I traveled with some Moroccan fans from Istanbul, and the love was massive. Right from where we landed in Doha, so much love for Morocco. Look, they've already given us a record-breaking performance, so people are rooting for them. And the Arab contingent right here in Doha, they're also doing the same thing. Just before the game, I went to the streets to catch up with some of the fans before they left for the Al Bayt Stadium, and it was massive. Love singing, dancing. It was love in the air for the Atlas Lions, wishing them well and saying that they can believe in themselves one more time to make it to the final, and if possible, bring that, elusive World Cup trophy to Africa. But it's looking tough now at the moment. But yes, everything you've heard about the love and support given to Morocco at this World Cup is 100% correct.
All right. I can even, see a few things behind you, the giant screens. I'm seeing the French flag. So apparently the goal has been scored. And, we're live on TV. It's a fluid situation. So, but let me ask you, a colleague to a colleague, journalist to a journalist, a football fan to a football fan, is there any way back for Morocco with less than 15 minutes to play?
Tough, but we've seen stranger things happen with football. Colomwani with that second goal for France. For Morocco, we keep fighting. They got into the second half with renewed zeal and commitment. They've been pushing so hard, but they are not just getting that final move right to, get back into the game. 15 minutes is a lot for us to see magic in football. And this particular World Cup, we've seen a lot of upsets. We've seen a lot of late goals. We've seen a lot of late drama. Morocco can't believe the man who is on the floor fears no fall. I think right now, the Atlas Lions must bring out everything they have in them and see how they can take the game to the Blues and push them to make some mistakes. I feel if they can pull one back now before the 85th minute, we're going to have a dramatic final 10 minutes to the match. So, as a football follower, I keep telling you that each time we talk about football like we know it, we get stunned. So it's not over until it's over. It's just the 81st minute now. So much to still play for in this one. I just feel Morocco needs to just give it everything they have and see if football will just favor them one more time.
All right, let's look ahead of ourselves. For our viewers, that's a confirmation right there on the screen. As you can see, France leading to the... But let me get back to you, Austin, quickly. In my opening intro, I talked about France going to be among the elite teams in the world that have been able to successfully defend the FIFA World Cup title, and you can only think of two that have done that. That's Brazil and Italy, who've successfully done that. 34-38 for the Italians, 58 and 62. So I know there's an order for them to cross. They need to win this game, and they also need to win the final. But do you think the French team can go all the way? In recent times, we've not seen anybody successfully defend the World Cup title But the French team, with all their issues, it looks like they're going to be playing in the final.
That's why if they get to the final, it will be difficult to, put a bet, against them. They've shown that, look, they are a team. And Yemi, I said this before the start of the competition, that the Shams have been able to do something with this team that has, he has put some level of responsibility on any of the players that he put into the game. No Pogba, no N'Golo Kante, no Karim Benzema. You would think that they're going to have problems, but no problem, That's why I was saying that if Africa had pushed the way Morocco pushed, probably would have gotten 2 African teams in the semi-finals of this competition, because Tunisia stunned these French champions, and I said to people that if only Tunisia didn't lose the game to Australia or drew the first game to Denmark, they probably have what it takes to still be at a competition. But this French team, give it up to Deschamps. Yeah. The way he sets this team up, the way they understand themselves, the way they have that zeal to want to go out of their way to prove that when the top guys are not there, they're going to step up. I think it's that renewed commitment that's pushing them all the way, and it will be very, very difficult to bet against them if they make it to the final.
All right, before I let you go, Austin, quick one. Since you're feeling the pulse of the fans, you've spoken a lot of that. Now it looks like Morocco will be out, and the final is going to be between Argentina and France. Yeah. So for the Arab fans, for the neutrals, for the Africans, who do you think they will support more, Argentina and France, as we go?
I don't know if I'm going to say it's Argentina, but all they say is Messi. So if you ask them, they will say Messi. And they want Messi to go on to win the World Cup because they feel that he has given his life to football. He has done so much. He's a global icon for the game. So if you ask them here, they're just going to say Messi. That it's Messi that they want to see in the final to probably win it. So we'll get to see. But with this French team, I tell you, it's a fantastic setup. Deschamps knows this thing so well, and it sets them up in a way that it was very difficult to beat them. But Messi has a final opportunity to create history. And Messi and this Argentina team, as far as they've gone, for a team that got into the World Cup with a shocker of their life in the opening game, they are in the final. Isn't football such a funny game here? So it's very difficult, to call this prediction, but definitely the Arab fans that love Messi, and they've been talking a lot about him. So if it is by what I've heard them say when I got in here, who is going to win the World Cup? If it's not Morocco, then it's Messi.
All right, Austin, I want to thank you for your time on the show. Hopefully we'll do this again tomorrow.
Awesome, yeah. Looking forward to it. You have a good night rest.
All right. So that's my colleague, Austin Okon Akpan, talking about everything happening, even as the game is currently going on. We have a few minutes left on the show. If anything happens, we will revert. But for the few minutes we have left on the show, let's quickly come home. We've said a lot about the World Cup already. Let's talk women's football on the show tonight. As you can see on your screen, you have the 2022 NWFL Premiership Group A results. Match day 3 right there on your screen. Bayelsa Queens is goalless with Heartland Queens, Delta Queens, Hamad Royal Queens 3-0. Nigeria Tales also Hamad Osun Babes 3-0. All of these results in Group A. Let's flip quickly and go to Group B. Group B match day 3 results. You have Nasarawa Amazons 4-0 victory over Ibom Angels. Adamawa Queens 1-0 victory over Confluence Queens. Then you have FC Robo Queens, of course, losing to Edo Queens by a goal to 2. All right, those are the results. Let's see how much we can take before the show ends. Let's quickly talk some para soccer on the show tonight before we go. Some of the athletes that have represented Nigeria before. I've been speaking on the just concluded National Sports Festival, and they will compete at the 2022 Para Table Tennis Open, which starts off tomorrow. That's on Thursday at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogo Stadium. Let's listen to some of them, and we come back to wrap things up on the show.
They use this championship as a selection for the next year's competitions, either Paralympics, either Commonwealth, either either All-African Games. They use this particular competition for their selections. That's why, even though to me, I even train special for this competition because I would like to be among those people who represented the country in the next year Paralympic Games.
Like the time I was in my local area, nobody knew that I will come up like this, and for them to see me on television at the international competition, it was all overwhelming to everyone. So as it stands now, my family and my society, they are very proud of me, and it's a very great honor to me.
Actually, it's ITTF sanctioned, but the entries could not complete. Why the people like the Iran and the Iraq that have female players withdraw for the tournament based on financial to them, and the tournament could not be a sanction because only Nigerian has female out of other countries. So that is why the ITTF withdraw it. But by next year, it's in the calendar of ITTF 7 to 9, 2023.
All right, all of that just to whet your appetite ahead of the 2022 Para Table Tennis Open, which begins tomorrow at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. All right, that's the much we can take on the show tonight. We're going to be back here again tomorrow to take you on a trip across the money-spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.